Hello Skillr Boxers. Today we are taking a look at perhaps the boxer with the highest ring IQ. A boxer that was able to dominate not with power or speed, but by outthinking his opponent and sticking to the game plan. Maybe the best boxer to learn from and study. He understands the game like no other, and without being the most athletic, was able to dominate his opponents with technique, strategy and intelligence. If you want to know exactly which techniques and strategies made him so dominant, this breakdown is for you. But before we start the breakdown, we wanted to introduce you to our sponsor, Boxing Timer Pro, a powerful new app created for coaches and fight teams. This all-in-one platform will help your fighters develop with structure and improve faster. Download today and dominate the opposition. Use the code below for an exclusive discount. Boxing stance. Ward fights off the orthodox stance, but he changes from time to southpaw to give his opponent different looks and create openings, which we will explain in further detail later on in the video.
Jabs and left hooks very well, so that's a good sign. And already we see here for the long haul. You can feel the urgency in Kessler. You can just feel him say, I've got it.
He usually fights on a bladed stance with his feet wider apart, similar to a Philly shell, but instead of using the shoulder roll to defend the rear, he will employ a long guard, putting traffic, parrying and blocking all incoming punches.
See, Floyd Mayweather does a shoulder roll. He's got this up to protect from the hook. And he's got this shoulder, throw the right hand. Sometimes he'll roll. He's perfected that. I was always taught to use this. So when you throw a right hand at me, throw a right hand, and here, and counter, boom. I can, boom, make it real discouraging for you to want to punch.
The long guard is a major part of Ward's game, and he is one of the boxers who really knows how to make the most of his lead hand to control the opponent. He will employ various lead hand control techniques we have reviewed in previous videos, like probing to measure the distance.
The avoids jab, like I said, is like with a man in front of him, and I think that
using handles and pins to pivot and pull his opponent the opposite direction.
Out of there. Effective breaking him up.
Based in Florida, but he's trained in.
He is definitely the best pound. He's right on the end of his.
And using posts, especially when retreating, to derail his opponent and blind them, making it much more difficult for them to get on the inside.
Right on top of the belt buckle. Time to get himself some moment.
And better normally as the fight responds. Coming to the end of the third.
However, one of Ward's greatest assets is his ability to adapt to what the fight demands.
You know, I'll use the phrase that Bruce Lee used before. I'm formless. I'm gonna be whatever I need to be.
And is able to adopt different stances depending on the situation. Now, let's take a look at his best skills. Finding/creating openings. Now, his first skill is a perfect example of Andre Ward's high ring IQ.
Be smart. That's the definition of their style. That's the mantra. That's the way they work. Everything is about being smart.
In this case, we are making reference to his offensive capabilities to hurt the opponent,
Southpaw on the right hand!
Whether it's countering or leading the action while finding/creating openings. As we mentioned, one of Ward's most important assets is his efficient use of the long guard and how he uses the lead hand to control the opponent. Well, his offensive output with the lead hand is quite impressive as well. Starting with his stiff jab, which he likes to throw both to head and body.
Really run rampant. Will be looking at huge underdog. You see the jab. For Sky Sports, pretty much had things his own way in the first.
Wants to really land. Yeah. That's what Boyd's trying.
Left hand.
Is also
it's just a boxing.
As we have seen in many videos, Ward likes to reiterate how underrated and underused the jab to the stomach is. It serves to steal air from the opponent and stop their momentum going forward.
That jab to the body, Antonio, is that a gas?
And for Ward, as he uses it so frequently, it creates openings upstairs.
Off of just beating you up slowly, now I can bring something off of the jab. I can take you here, and I've hit you there 3 or 4 times, fake, boom, come with the hook.
Intelligent tactic. Pins for this.
Or if I still want to beat you up with the jab, I can feint, boom, come with the jab. I can do that all night long, and then I look you here, boom, I go back downstairs, and that's just discouraging.
And remember, it's a different art. It doesn't fight this way normally.
Boxing classic fight. Jab to the body, Antonio.
He also lands frequently by ending his combinations with the lead, catching his opponents by surprise.
Will break us when he does. So far, Steve Smoker seems very focused.
He likes to use the swivel jab, riding the momentum of the rear hand motion, and ending with the lead in what looks like a hybrid between a jab and a hook.
Is a commentator now do this? The place is
Didn't do anything.
The reason it is so effective is because the opponent usually expects Ward to fall short after the rear, but as he throws the lead, Ward is able to gain reach and catch the opponent off guard.
Do well for Andre because it was in boxing. If you can't hit a guy,
Ward smelling it. Andre Ward.
and that was a strong body punch by Kessler on the rope.
His counter-punching abilities are also impressive, and it showed against Barrera. The lead hook landed over and over again.
And early on, he seems to have the boxing advantage.
In this case, he sidesteps to his left, changes levels, and comes up with his lead hook. A perfectly executed technique that got him a knockdown.
And early on, he seems to have the boxing advantage. Good body shot and throw. Take your shots. And
another great example of his craft and technique is this catch and shoot motion.
drives him and makes him good.
It's one of the things that
Drives him and makes him good.
Catching the jab, countering with the straight, and minding his defense right away by blocking the hook. Lastly, another way Ward is able to create openings is by switching stances and giving the opponent different looks. He will often do it like a switch hitter, shifting and landing from the changed stance.
How comfortable is Andre?
As we have reviewed on our footwork video, shifting is done by pivoting with the rear foot and turning it into the lead foot as you switch stances. It is done to give a different look to the opponent, close the distance and apply pressure. And in the case of Ward, it allows him to exploit openings.
Одновременно с ударом сельщики Уорда вскакивают с места.
Ring Generalship. The term ring generalship is defined as a boxer's ability to control the action and put himself into position to land clean punches, or employing a strategy to make his opponent fight his fight. Now, there are many ways to control the fight, and Ward has many abilities that enhance his ring generalship, starting with his feet.
Remember that the feet are the first line of defense. And, you can have your hands up and you can slip and you can get away from a shot, but sometimes you may slip into a punch, sometimes you may slip and come back into a punch. But if you get good feet, you don't even have to have great feet. You just got to be able to know how to use it and when to use it. If a guy charges me and I take 2 steps backwards, that punch just fell short.
Ward is as good at pressing the action as boxing backwards. Many may associate ring generalship to a pressure, come forward style, but it does not have to be that case. For example, when Ward fought Abraham, he was boxing backwards most of the time, but you got the feeling he was in control. And that's the fight he wanted to have.
For Andre Ward. And even though some punches have been blocked by Abraham, he's gotten through with those body shots and also some good shots. Times having a draw. Gunnar Meinhardt, interestingly from Germany, from the Die Welt newspaper, has it for Ward.
And Abraham, even though he was pressuring most of the time, was not in control of the fight. His excellent footwork allows him to feel comfortable boxing backwards and being dominant even though he is not going forward.
I'm comfortable if my back is to the ropes and you're coming at me, I know what to do.
About low blows, but I don't believe either of those was low.
I'm comfortable in the center of the ring.
Because almost like a great character act.
I'm comfortable backing you up if I gotta push you back. I'm comfortable. This whole ring, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to have an area that makes me nervous.
In this clip, Ward explains to Claressa Shields what ring generalship and his footwork is all about.
You move well. I think you move well out when you box.
No, I feel like I move when I need to move.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm what I need to be. Like if you backing up, you tired? Here I come.
Right.
12. And Ward, I think that would hurt him.
Oh, you gonna be extra aggressive? Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
We know that from his previous experience.
I'm gonna be what I need to be. Whatever you don't want to do, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Another thing he is great at utilising is his feints, either to analyse his opponents and create openings like we previously explained, or just to tire the opponent and make him waste his energy, again controlling the pace of the fight to his advantage.
You can make a person tired just fainting, huh? Oh man, what's your then you turn boom, you get hit.
Didn't work out that way, but he would.
That one move right there is like 4 big punches.
Lastly, he also dominates his fights, even though some may not like it, with his clever use of the clinch, which is his next skill. Clinch work. When clinch work is mentioned, some may think of it merely as a defensive resource for when a fighter is hurt or doesn't want to engage with his opponent. But the clinch can be used to control the pace of the fight, and Ward understands it very well. Now, there needs to be pointed out that Ward is very complete defensively and knows the lines of defense and how to use them. Starting with his feet to get out of range, then using his lead to put traffic, parry and block punches, then his underrated head movement to evade strikes, lastly blocking, and then the clinch.
Kind of mistake you never ever make.
We talked to Steph Curry earlier and Draymond Green's here.
There are two things Andre is great at when it comes to the clinch: knowing when to clinch and his work in the clinch. When it comes to knowing when to clinch, we are referring to his ability to use the clinch as a way of stopping his opponent's momentum and frustrate their counters. These two scenarios are key in his strategic use of the clinch. When an opponent lands clean and has some momentum, Ward will cut it right off by simply clinching them and stopping the action.
And see, here's Ward's being smart too. He sees Barrera comes out like he wants to prove something. He ties him up and lays on him for a few seconds and halts the momentum.
Other times, he uses it to frustrate any counters.
And another good right hand of the box.
Especially against power punchers, he will unload his combination and clinch right after to frustrate any possible counter, hitting and nullifying the option to get hit back.
And be versatile.
Free, fellas. Orange trunks, Andre Ward. Take advantage so much of it, yeah. And that's what lack of vision for Andre Ward.
Now, when in the clinch, Ward makes sure to make the most of that situation.
Is he key? He processes fast in the ring. Once he sees the...
Not that Dawson's not doing some good work.
Being the smart boxer that he is, Ward knows the clinch is still part of the fight, and whenever he gets the opportunity, he will throw punches.
And now he's
Out here in this round.
But Ward's one. The will be happier at this stage. Go. Is that a sign?
Oh, good body shot.
Around, and he's got to hold on here. In massive trouble. That's Andre Ward.
Some fighters make the mistake of getting comfortable in the clinch and wait for a break, to which Ward takes full advantage.
Offensive to get his guy out of there.
Вот так надо. Пусть эти удары легкие. Но Сергей в состоянии спрятать в серии один жесткий удар. Шесть во мнение. Тайсон за Сергея. Заканчивается раунд. Убедительно в последнем раунде.
Flaws. If Andre stands out for something, it is his strategic mindset and following through with his game plan, which allows no mistakes. However, no style is perfect. In the case of Ward, while his long guard keeps him defensively sound and controls his opponent, leaving his lead hand out there comes with inherent risk.
Tonight's a showing.
Whenever he uses a lead hand control technique, posting, probing, pushing, his lead hand is out there, creating openings the opponents can exploit, especially when an opponent had a similar or longer reach. He would often exploit the lead hand side whenever there was an opening. But as mentioned, his long guard is also a major part of his game in controlling and dominating his fights.
Realised by now he's not got up.
While some people may not be a fan of his style and classify it as boring, he is undoubtedly one of the most disciplined boxers when it comes to sticking to the game plan. A boxer with a high ring IQ and a strategic vision for the game. But now, we would love to know your opinion on the comments. Do you see any other skills or flaws in Andre Ward? Let us know, and if you enjoyed this video, you can find out more on our channel. And to your left, we have chosen a video that we thought you may like.